Sick and tired. Tired of being sick and sick of being tired.
Taxi will be here 15 minutes.
You packed the vitamins I bought.
Yes, Mum.
You won't forget what I said about fruit and vegetables.
Yes, Mum.
You've read the leaflet I picked up from the doctors.
Yes, Mum.
You know which leaflet I'm talking about.
I know which leaflet you're talking about.
Are you getting enough roughage? You can't be too regular.
I'm very regular. Jesus. Every time. You're not the only one who's sick and tired.
He'll be 21 next birthday. Almost a man. Moving on. Very soon he won't need me anymore, if he ever did.
I haven't needed her since I was 6 years old.
Are you taking Chris to the shops with you?
It's a Saturday morning. I'm playing with my Meccano crane. Mum's in bed in the next room. She's been in bed since forever. Don't know what's wrong with her, but she's not right. She's never been right. I've got a weird mum. I know that. It's about the only thing I do know. Dad's saying no. He isn't taking me to the shops
Take
with
him to the shops with you.
Dad gets mad. I don't know why he gets mad. Why do you want me to take Chris to the
Just
shops?
take him.
Why do you want me to take Chris to the shops? Tell me, woman, why do you want me to
So
take...
I can smother myself.
Dad comes into my bedroom. I'm still playing with my crane. I'm going to the shops. You stay here and look after your mother. And I'm left thinking, smother herself? How's she going to manage that? All by herself? I'm not even sure that's possible. But that's when I first knew. That Saturday morning. From then on, I know it's going to happen. One day, I just don't know when. You stay here and look after your mother. Stuff that. I'm 6 years old. I haven't realised it yet. I won't realise it for years to come. But the decision has already been made. The only person I'm going to be looking after is me.
You're a selfish, selfish, selfish little boy. What are you?
I'm a selfish, selfish, selfish little boy. Why are you staring at me like that?
I thought we might have a gin and lemon.
It's 3:30 in the afternoon.
So, you're a student.
It's July the 25th, 1975, a Friday. I'm 20 years old, in between my second and third years at university.
Shot fire, hasn't it, this last week?
It felt like 100 years. Summer vacation lasts 3 months, and I'm down here for my obligatory week, doing my duty. Had a great time, thanks, Mum.
Oh, I do wish you'd smarten yourself up a bit. You could be a handsome boy if you tried.
Once, long time ago now, Dad, in spite of all the money worries, paid for her to see a Harley Street psychiatrist. Well, if all the money had bought him a nice house, nice car, who's to say it wouldn't buy him a well wife? Worth a shot. So, Mrs. Reason, in your own words, what seems to be the problem?
I hate this world. Its cruelty, its indifference, the wars, the famines, the injustice. I just want to hide, pull the covers over my head and disappear.
Mrs. Reason, I believe you to be suffering from a condition known to psychiatrists as anxiety neurosis. I'm going to write you a prescription for some pills. They'll help you calm down. 10 guineas an hour to be told she worries too much. Well, I could have told him that.
This doesn't seem to be working. My hands won't stop shaking. I feel worse than ever.
Side effects are to be expected. Sometimes it's difficult to establish the correct balance of medications. Try these. Or these. Or these. Or these. Or these.
I think I'm going mad.
Which would have been a far more accurate diagnosis. Far more honest just to say she's nuts. Well, not nuts in a nutty way. Nuts for a reason, shitty childhood and all that. But still, nuts. Nuts enough to be embarrassing. Nuts enough not to want to have your mates round. Nuts enough for me to have spent my entire life up to that point wondering why I'm saddled with a nutty mother.
I made them large ones. Cheers.
Nuts in a Valium, phenobarbital, Largactil sort of way. Nuts in a let's give her ECT sort of way. Nuts in a let's try this, you never know sort of way. But not in an alcohol sort of way. Not in a drinking in the middle of the afternoon sort of way, which is odd.
Let's get drunk. And a cigarette. Let's both have one.
She chain smokes Rothman's king size. She wishes she didn't, which is why she hates it that I smoke too. So we both pretend that I don't. So for her to offer me one now is decidedly weird. Something is definitely going on.
Fact is, I've been wanting to have a talk with you all week.
The booze and the fag should have been a clue. But of course I didn't realise that at the time. Sometimes it's only when you fit the jigsaw together that true significance is revealed. I don't know it yet. I won't know it for another week. And even then, its full significance won't hit me. But this is the last conversation my mother and I will ever have.
There are two things I want to tell you. Secret things. Things I didn't want you to know. Last May, I'm talking about a year ago last May, when you were sitting your first year exams, I tried to kill myself. I took a bottle of sleeping pills. I took them to bed with me and swallowed the lot. But your father, for the first time in I don't know when, came home early and found me, called an ambulance. I'm glad he did. I felt silly, embarrassed, ashamed. I made him promise not to tell you. But it's felt wrong, you not knowing, not fair. That's why I'm telling you now.
Only of course, this isn't news. I know. I've known since straight after it happened. My sister visits me in college and tells me, even though she's been made to swear blind that she won't, we actually have a laugh about it. So she's finally got round to having a go, has she? Silly cow. Well, that's how you cope when you've got a mad mother. The question is, although I know, do I tell her that I know?
Aren't you going to say something?
See, normally I'd play along. Act shocked. Pretend. Listen to all the apologies and excuses. Nod sympathetically. But today feels different. There's something in the air. I break the habit of a lifetime and tell the truth. I know.
What do you mean, you know?
About the suicide attempt. Sally told me.
She promised.
I'm her brother, Mum.
But you were at university. I didn't want you to...
Mum!
What?
I didn't fail him. I did fine.
Well, I feel stupid now. I've been working myself up to telling you all week. Every day I've looked for a moment, and every day that moment hasn't come. And then when you said your taxi was due in 15 minutes, I said to myself, if I don't tell him now, I never will. And now you tell me you already know. It won't happen again, I promise. I give you my solemn word, Chris, it will never ever happen again.
A week later, it happens again. Only this time, she succeeds. That's why this is the last conversation.
Aren't you going to say something? Aren't you going to react?
She wants me to ask why, so that she can explain, justify herself, the whole shitty childhood thing, but I'm bored with that. So I offer her reassurance instead. I'm not cross with you, Mum, if that's what you're worried about.
You're not?
No.
You forgive me?
I'll forgive you. Only, of course, I don't. Because I'm a selfish little boy, and I only care about myself. What was the other thing?
Sorry?
You said you had two things to tell me about. Secret things.
Before I start, I want to say this. I love your father. I know it might appear that I don't, but I do. He's a good man of principles, integrity. I respect him very much indeed.
But
Before you were born, when your father and I were still out in Australia. You have to understand what it was like for us. England was poor and cold and miserable. It was still gripped by rationing. And we'd landed in this land of sunshine and laughter and fun. It was one long party from day one. Barbecues, drinking, dancing. We had a fabulous time. I never wanted it to end. And it was at one of those parties I met Mick Hedbury.
I've heard that name.
He was a womaniser. Everybody knew it. Wasn't as though I hadn't been warned. Wasn't as though I didn't go into it with my eyes wide open. But he was charming and handsome and fascinating and funny.
If ever there was a time to ask questions, this was it. Only I don't. I'm scared. I'm embarrassed. I don't know where this is heading. I'm not even sure I want to know. Besides, there'll be other times. Next Christmas, maybe, when I've absorbed this. When I've had time to think about it. When we're both a bit squiffy. Yeah, maybe I'll ask then. Only this is the last conversation. So there'll be no next Christmas. There'll be no other times. There'll be no other chance. Only I don't know that.
Your father was very upset when he found out. He went straight up to Mick and punched him on the nose in front of everyone. And that was that. Within 2 years we were back in England. With all its misery and its class prejudice and its Daily Mail and its bloody Tories. Everything I loathe and despise. I'd been a fool, I knew that. Father was such a good man. Still is. Whereas Mick was vain, immoral, selfish. And I was so in love with him.
I was born in 54. We came back to England in 56. What's she trying to tell me? That my father's not my father? That I'm not the son of a good man? A principled man? A man who stands up for his beliefs, but a vain man? An immoral man? A selfish man? Is that what she's trying to tell me? Is that why I'm a selfish boy? For a moment, the question hovers on my lips. But then...
There's your cab. I won't ask you to kiss me, I know how much you hate it. I do love you, Chris. And regardless of anything that might happen, I always will.
A week later, she writes Dad a note, saying she's gone up to London for the evening and won't be back till late. Don't wait up. She goes out into the back garden and lies down behind a laurel bush where she won't be seen. There she takes 25 barbiturates along with half a bottle of sherry. Her body isn't found till the following afternoon. Am I a selfish boy? Or am I a good boy? People say I've got my father's nose, as if that proves something, as if that's enough to erase all doubt. For 35 years, I've combed through every remembered detail of that long-lost last conversation, looking for clues, as though hidden in a pause, a look, an inflection, I might find an answer. Something that'll explain away my life. Something I can pin the blame on, as if all my vices and my virtues are not my own, but were somehow transmitted through the smile of a charming, feckless, long-dead Australian womaniser who I never knew nor never will. But excuses. So last year. And I've grown weary of a search that only leads back to its beginning. So I'm putting it to bed now. It was a privilege knowing you, Mum. In spite of everything. Maybe because of everything. We won't be having this conversation again. It's time to say goodbye.